So I went through and gave everything a little bit of water yesterday afternoon, because it's not supposed to rain for a week, and the last rain was about a week ago. I think this is a lemon balm. It spread far and wide, and I wish it would have in the garden beds and not the lawn. So I think that there's another one up here somewhere. Maybe I should mow already again, because the crabgrass blooms are coming up again, but I don't want to. Also, my back is really sore today because I did way too much yesterday. I can't find it now, but definitely that vine that I have in the side yard somehow spreads itself. I assume it's through the birds. Well, there was one up here somewhere. And the other one that had been over there, the lemon balm, right, I planted out into that mint bed. So I actually went through and harvested a bunch of lemon balm. That's why it looks a little bit cut back here. So I harvested some lemon balm a week ago to dry out, and now my original random reused pickle jar is full. Hopefully I can get in a second harvest before the frosts come. I think these are called like wonder berries. I think they're edible. I tasted one. It was okay. I need to research it a little bit more, but it tasted edible. Nothing bad happened to me. The ones that are poisonous, I think it's a calyx, right? The little doohickey on top of the berry is wider than the berries, and the berries aren't in clumps. So I think I can actually harvest these and do something with them. I think when you buy them from the store, it's called like Wonderberry or something. So I forgot to water the pawpaws up here from the fig tree and up yesterday, so I just went through and did that. I finally had some ripe figs. In fact, I had some overripe figs that were completely infested with ants, and I tasted them yesterday, and they were the best figs of my life. So I'm gonna keep an eye on those figs. There's still the bigger ones, right, that aren't the fall crop, that are still working on ripening. They were almost soft yesterday, so I'm gonna keep my eye on it like a hawk. Those were so tasty. What else? We're having a cold snap right now. I hate it. I wish it would go back to being nice and warm, but at least the rhubarb is enjoying it. It has sprung back to life now that it's not pumpkin temperature, which makes me sad. Those berries are still doing well. I think I actually have one of those thimbleberries that's doing okay over here. It did not do okay on the other side of the yard that's wetter, even though they're from the Pacific Northwest where it's supposed to be wet, so who knows. There's a dead spot there, and that's from basically the grape juice, well, grapevine inside the vine juice that those lantern flies suck out of the vine and then poop out. Horrible lantern flies. I've been spraying diatomaceous earth on them all season long. Gotta keep rearranging all the grapevines all the time because they keep going everywhere. Maybe I won't shut off my water yet because I'll give the pumpkins and zucchinis a spritz again. But this thing is basically this one vine sprouting from under my shed that I swore I would cut, right, so that it's not squeezing through that shed entrance. None of my cuttings survived, so I guess I'm doing it wrong. But it has spread all over. Even some of the neighbors were like, wow, what is that it took over in one season. The rest of these haven't really. Of course, I haven't confirmed that they're not porcelain berry. I don't think they are, but to be found out when it blooms, right? And then I have some of the passion fruits. Somehow they hitched a ride and came over. All of my mint collection. I actually pulled back some of the dumb grass here yesterday. Nope, my shadow. So that this mint can get some more sunshine. And I don't know if you can tell, but took my sickle and chopped off at the grapevine that was sticking over the end here, because I pushed it back and wound it around enough times that whatever else had sprouted, there wasn't really room for it. What else is new? Goldenrod is almost blooming. This is Joe Pye weed, the purple one, I think. I'm pretty sure. I think that this white one is bone set. So I'm sad that I only have one Joe Pye weed, but hopefully it continues spreading. It was there last year, and I was sad with the construction because they made that whole entire area muddy, and that was prime location for digging up and sinking the main septic tank coming right from the house. So I didn't think that I would have any of these guys surviving, but then I had the echinacea and the Joe Pye weed and the goldenrod, and I didn't expect the boneset. It must have been the flowers that I chucked around. So I went through the garden and chopped back all the carrots because they were shading out everything and they were just about ready to go to seed. So I chucked them around here everywhere, so I'll just have millions of carrots next year. I mean, they're not bad looking, right? Nice purple and white flowers. The quincy right there, it does still have 2 leaves, so I guess it's not on the chopping block. I was wondering if I felt like ripping out I'll wait for the plane. So the multi-grafted cherry that I have over there that did so crummy, like, it's not just the deer eating at it, it was always disgustingly gummy, seeping through the bark and everything. So I was wondering if I don't feel like ripping that out and putting in that gauge plum that I ordered instead. I'm kind of sad to see that mulberry from the neighbor's yard has grown in again. Hopefully it grows up and not out to completely shade out my yard again, but I did plant a bunch of trees there, so hopefully they have time to grow in now. Otherwise I'm gonna have to do another chop. So there was a nice big pumpkin bloom over here the other day, so I think I'm gonna have one of those nice French pumpkins over here. I can't see it now, but I saw it yesterday. Maybe we'll take a quick walk over there and look. But what we had was, man, so many planes. What the heck? The deer ate off the ends here, and over on the other side, they ripped off the leaves. Isn't that horrible? So I went and sprinkled cayenne pepper all over everything, because if you eat the plants in my yard, they turn spicy. And then that pumpkin has damage. We'll see if it survives or not. Otherwise it's gonna bloom again. So maybe it'll drop that one and then rebloom. There's one of my pumpkins, nice and big. I didn't think it was growing for a while, but it is. This one must have set first before I noticed anybody had set. I don't think I see any more. And then this one is blooming today, so I actually went through and hand pollinated it. All that pollen that's dumped in there was me. I grabbed one of the blooms that was on that vine that was completely full of pollen and dumped it in there. The bees can take their turn later, right? Actually, right there is where I dumped that flower that I pulled apart. And I actually went through and harvested flowers for eating in the winter time. It's in my freezer in a nice stack. Birds enjoying the morning. So yeah, pumpkins are spicy now. There's still a female bloom on this that I'm waiting to bloom, right there. Not another plane. Please, not another plane. And then it's another plane. And then I got sassafras that I put over here. then I got shellbark hickory right there. I don't know if we looked at it last time, but I got a shellbark hickory. And there are all my nice trees. I think that's like either walnut or pecan. There's another one of these birches that I put in that's doing worse than the others because it's been shaded out. I hit all of these with water yesterday. Variegated Carolina silverbell. I'm going to put the one pawpaw that actually pushed out leaves in there this winter. Look at these nice flowers. I don't even know what they are. I wonder if they're coreopsis. I think they're the only ones that I see here that are completely red. This flower garden turned out well. So I think all of these oaks have dyed the sprouts. Man, another plane. The two seedlings are okay over there. I leave the plantain. Oh, Experimental Farm Network online. They had red plantain seeds, so I ordered some. So I'm going to chuck that in the yard, I think, in the fall time, because I think that's when the seeds of these guys throw themselves around to come out in the spring. So I have a bunch of sunflowers. I guess the deer are selecting for slow-growing short ones in the yard. This is a horrendous mess now. I've had more of the Georgie candy roasters sprout here. This might be a pumpkin. Might actually be those Brazilian pumpkins. They've wandered far and wide. There's my parsnips. The kiwi is doing okay-ish. Most of the sunflowers are blooming now. This pumpkin is still doing kind of crummy, probably because of getting shaded out so long. This looks like, yeah, it's a branch of the gooseberry. See that pumpkin? It's that Brazilian pumpkin. So it has pumpkins all along the way. There's another one here somewhere. Let's see it. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one behind the flower. There's more. What else? What else? This guy's finally blooming all over. This is that Rosas. I think it's like Rosas Rojo. What's it called? Amaranth. It says it's supposed to be like 6 feet tall, but I'm pretty sure this guy's like 9, 10. Here's the other amaranths, constantly getting plagued by the cucumber beetles. And then I think this is Malokia. It's nice and slimy on the inside, so I think that's why they're leaving it alone. So I harvested like 10, 11 butternuts last weekend. I still have more that are ripening. I keep doing that like a nail thing on these. If you push your nail in it and it leaves a mark, it's not ripe yet, but like, come on. It's been hanging out here for months. There's always an okra or two that gets away from me. I think I've gotten them all this time. Ground cherries are giving me a decent crop. I don't know, last time we looked around if you had seen the twine. I don't know if those tomatoes are going to make it. They seem to take forever to ripen. The big red ones are finally ripening over here. They're completely tasteless as assumed because they're from the grocery store. I think the wind's going to close my door. I hear it creaking. Can't really see it too well from here though. Let's go over here. It's the mosquito pit, but we'll risk it. There's another one of those Georgia candy roasters. The blue tip is wild. Oh, we're gonna have a pumpkin. Hopefully bees pollinate that, even though it's kind of a cold morning. I wonder what kind of plant it is. I don't know if it's the same kind of species is the same one as the one that's blooming out in the yard, because there's like 3 main species of winter squashes that people grow. So there's what is the genus? Cucurbita. So there's Maxima, Moschata, and then one other one that I'm forgetting, Peppo. So I don't know if this one is the same species as the one in the yard. I can only hope that the bees do their jobs. The big fat carpenter bees only like the maypops. So here's where there were lots of carrots and chicories, so I cut those back and tossed them in the yard. So now the bees can find the sunflowers a little bit better, so that they're not hiding. Look, we have a customer on every single head. That's cute. Good job, boys or girls. There's the tomato that sprouted up here as a volunteer. I doubt we'll get tomatoes out of it. We'll see. There's all sorts of beans. They've dried out. Maybe I should harvest them now. I've been busy harvesting everything else for all of the canning, and then my back goes out because it's hard work. I had an appointment with a rheumatologist, and she reminded me that, you know, like seasonal food harvester people have a hard job, and maybe I should be wearing all of my braces. So I've started wearing all of my like ankle, knee, and hand braces to harvest, and then I feel better. So when I felt around in the dirt with my hands under the peanuts, I don't feel anything. So I always harvest too late, but like I don't think anything's down there unless I didn't dig deep enough. I don't know. So these I harvested like 4 cucuzi gourds yesterday. They were about 1 foot long. I've been freezing them. I actually ate some in a bowl of ramen last night, and they were really good. Somehow soft but crunchy, which kind of makes sense because these leaves, like, they aren't spiny, they're fuzzy. I don't think the ridged loofah has any sets over here. I did grab a tomatillo yesterday that was busting out of its shell, so it was ready. Those are the long galaxy beans, and if you let them ripen, it's the like black-eyed peas, that same kind of bean. So here's where a lot of the carrots came out of. I did have some thistle squeeze through and try to start here, so I'm gonna have to be on top of that for a couple of years. The stuff to take out poison ivy, oh my god, and I found some poison ivy in my front bushes yesterday. The stuff to take out poison ivy works on the teasel but not the thistle, so I don't know. There's a nice plantain all over the place. I added some more water to the multifida yesterday because it was completely dry. These weren't, though. I mean, it makes sense. That isn't really made to catch water so well. Look, my best picture of the year. What a nice shot. They really didn't do well this year. I mean, they are short, but they really didn't do well. Those are seeds on my asparagus. It's that purple asparagus, so maybe I'll actually kind of chuck them around the yard. I only have 1 jujube. It's on that tree. Maybe another one set, but that's it. There's nothing on this tree. I think I remember last year that there was nothing on there, and then suddenly there was everything. So maybe there's still time. I did have a nightmare last night that we got like 2 feet of snow on the ground last night, though, which was terrible. Shiso, I went through and did a harvest maybe a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. It doesn't look like there are many leaves missing because it's growing really well, so maybe I'll do another harvest. It tastes good, also chucked into ramen. More beans, and then I want to get a shot of nice blooms all over and the far corner of this bed has completely fallen off. It's so overgrown. I want to get a nice shot of all of the ridged loofah blooms, but I'm gonna have to wade through a lot of maybe we can, no, we can't see it from this side. We'll look at it from the other side. I'll walk through. And the sunflowers over there are nice too, even through the fence. So we'll go around this way. Everything is so overgrown. I'm not upset about it, but it makes traversing my jungle interesting. Because the gourds bloom overnight, right? The pollinators are like, man, there's still thistle. I keep spraying it, but it keeps coming back. Should have done something about this grass, but it's too late now. And I kept pulling all of the maypops off this section for the green, whatchamacallit, butternut squash. But it ended up dying because I guess 80 is too cold. So look at all these nice blooms. I kept trying to pull them all through so that I wouldn't have gourds on this side of my fence, but then they keep poking through because there's so much of it. These are the female blooms, the ones that look like little gourds, of course. I can reach over the top and get it. Please don't break off. There we go. So let's have the gourds form on the inside and not the outside so that the deer don't eat them, seeing as how they go through and eat all of my stuff. They've got plenty of other things that I haven't put cayenne pepper all over, so come on. Trying not to break it, even though I have enough that one doesn't matter, but still. Maybe one will matter. Okay. So the male blooms poking through is okay. The female ones I want the gourds actually growing in, and hopefully it doesn't pull down the whole entire fence with the weight because I have so many of them setting right now. And then over here I have some dill. Some of it I'm letting it actually go to seed, but I did pull off a lot of heads for making dill pickles out of the zucchinis. Whew. There's the zucchinis. I don't know if it'll focus. There you go. Some nice big fat zucchinis that I can, at least one of which I can pick today, maybe two, to make some more pickles. They have a sale on jalapenos right now at the store, $1.99 a pound. So I picked up a bunch and I'm gonna make, I broil them for 7 minutes so that they're nice and toasty, and then I put them in cider vinegar. It's delicious. Look at all these nice gourds. So I picked one that was maybe this size and I added it to my bag of chopped up gourds in the freezer to eat in the winter time. So look at all these nice sunflowers. I'm glad I got that mix. I'm glad I planted them late and I risked it, and I hoped that they would grow well and that it was nice and hot. So it worked out that they did grow well. Gotta poke this into, oh, I don't know if I can, because there's a bend in the fence. Oh, come on. I have to rip the leaf off? There we go. Okay. Hopefully I'm not covered in ticks. So the bees come through and pollinate these too in the mornings. So they have gourds and these, you know, even the male ones look female, because that's what I'm used to the centers of the female pumpkin blooms looking like. But I guess in gourds it's same. Grass in my shoe. And then the tastiest tomatoes that I have growing this year is the Volunteer. That's growing out in the apples here. Oh, I actually have some ripe. Let's go look at those. Let's go pick them. A bunch of them dropped before I ever even reached them because I had to put the netting all the way to the bottom because the deer kept coming through and eating the apple tree. I'm glad that I did, that it grew back. But now I can't pick anything. I don't know if I'm going to be able to reach that other one. Probably not. But the plant is nice and big. Here's the other side of the fig. And because it's open on the bottom, maybe the bunny went through and picked up the rotten ones that I dropped yesterday. Oh man. That grapevine or whatever it is, if it's not grape, it's spreading all over the place. If it's porcelain berry, I definitely am not a fan, but if it's grape, fine, you know. Do I have to pull it off of anywhere else? Not right. Oh. Infiltrated over here too. Don't worry, I did it. Yes. Where is this coming from? I sprayed myself with insecticide before I came out here, as you do. I keep having to pull this thing back all year long. There's the other side of the tomato. Nothing ripe yet. But it's on the south side, so it makes sense. Okay, good. I don't know why this goldenrod fell over. Seems like it is permanently that way. Here's that quincy. Not doing too hot, but maybe not the worst. Okay, I'm gonna get out of the bushes. Do we want to see anything else? Yeah, maybe this vlog is long enough. We might have seen everything already. Did I look at the butternut squash in the corner here? I had 3 set within like 2 feet of each other. And then here's those sunflowers. If it'll focus. They're very nice. Okay, we'll leave it at that because this vlog is long enough. And, oh, nice gourd. I'll do a little bit of gardening this morning. I need to pop up to the house to get my knife to grab those zucchinis. And then maybe do some pickling today. Maybe I should just take a break for a day though. Anyway, see y'all next time.